Good morning, I am Apita Sibidi. On our news desk today, Ghana Health Service confirms the nation has entered the fourth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic with record cases of the infection.
And you can see that there's a particular rise in cases. So if in terms of nomenclature, then we are in it. I mean, if you look at the shape of the curve, we are now a different shape than we have 2 or 3 weeks ago.
One person dead in Konongo in the Shanti region following a fight between 2 men over a woman on Boxing Day.
We were home when I was told that my son has been stabbed. When I came, he had been rushed to the hospital. He was pronounced dead.
Also, patrons defy Hamilton rains to party hard. Joy FM Friday family party in the park.
It's the end of the year, and then it's time you take the family out to have some fun and to bond to as well. We also socialize with other families. Of course, you see, I'm here with my mates, the Yate family. We're all here together.
News Desk is coming to you live from our Final 4 studios at Kokomimle here in Accra. We're live on DSTV channel 41 and GoTV channel 144. This is the home of independent, fearless, credible and impactful journalism. Stay tuned in. Thank you for staying with us. In our first story, the Ghana Health Service has confirmed that the country has now entered the fourth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. The last few days have seen a record number of infections, with majority of cases in the capital, Accra. Director of Public Health at the service, Dr. Franklin Esidbuku, says the new strain may be driving the current wave. He spoke to MFR Pwalugu.
Clearly, you can see that there's a particular rise in cases. So if in terms of nomenclature, then we are in it. I mean, if you look at the shape of the curve, we are now a different shape than we have 2 or 3 weeks ago. I remember speaking that, you see, what we are experiencing now is better than last year. The difference is that now we have vaccines. Last year, we didn't have any vaccine. So if you push our vaccine coverages up, though we may have increasing cases, the severity will be low and there will be less death. And I think that's what we need to focus our attention on. We make sure that we get vaccination numbers very high. People will be infected, but there will be less severity.
Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Franklin Esidbuku. Meanwhile, there's a warning that the country's COVID-19 cases will rise astronomically if the COVID-19 protocols are not fully observed. Health Systems Analyst Nana Kofi Kwache is urging government to strictly enforce the protocols until a significant proportion of the population is vaccinated.
Vaccinations obviously are an incredible tool in our toolkit. We want to make sure that people understand why they need to get vaccinated. Some of that requires, a kind of a revisionist view of the pandemic that allows people to contextualize their risk properly. Lots of people think Ghana has been mildly affected, so maybe there's no need to get vaccinated. Some are also subject to misinformation and active disinformation. So that risk communication piece is where the game is started right now. I think if Ghana Health Service focuses on that, tries to do more work in the digital space, especially where a lot of that disinformation is starting, we will be able to get some more traction with that. New infections are predicated on behavior. So if the behavior in terms of mass gatherings, masking, social distancing, indoor activities is not changing, then we can expect to see cases continue to go up until a point where there's just no one left to infect because everybody's vaccinated or a lot of people have been previously infected. So unless something changes, we are not going to expect to see anything until we reach that saturation.
Joining me on Zoom with the latest figures is Head of Health Desk here at Joy News, Fred Smith. Fred, now what is the general situation? Fred, if you can unmute yourself. Okay, Fred, it seems like we're experiencing some technical difficulties there. Can you please try to unmute yourself for me there, Fred? We'll come back to Fred as when we fix that technical difficulty. But to other stories, what started as a love proposal led to a bloody fight on Boxing Day, leading to one death of one person at Dwese, close to the Konongo in the Ashanti region. Eyewitnesses allege suspect Pius Osei Kankam stabbed 27-year-old Kwame Bachman to death in a confrontation over why the deceased proposed to his girlfriend. The two were part of a number of merrymakers on a Boxing Day drinking spree at a local drinking spot. Love FM's Erastus Asari Donko has more.
A Christmas celebration here at Jiase turned bloody on Boxing Day. Residents say a fight broke out between the deceased and the suspect after the latter allegedly proposed to his girlfriend. They fought because of a girl. The suspect doesn't hail from here. He lives at Praso, the next town. He came here with the intention of killing him. That's why he had a knife on him. Bachman proposed to his girlfriend. So yesterday, the girl identified him to the suspect, and that triggered the fight. So it was a bloody Boxing Day here at Jiase, close to Konongo, in the Ashanti region. Now, this is a popular spot where the indigents of Jiase come to chill out and to have fun. In fact, this is where they arrange chairs and serve drinks from this pub, Success Pub. And so we understand that the whole food was about a girl. The deceased had proposed to her, and this infuriated the suspect, we are told, and so he confronted the deceased and a fight broke out. Father of the deceased, Kofi Mensah, is distraught. We were home when I was told that my son has been stabbed. When I came, he had been rushed to the hospital. He was pronounced dead. I've been crying the whole night. The Konongo police have arrested the suspect and picked up his girlfriend to assist in investigations. And so currently, as we speak, police have arrested the suspect together with the girl in question, and they are assisting in investigations. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asari Donko, Jiase, close to Konongo, in the Ashanti region.
It has emerged that the electricity and irrigation components of the Pwalugu multi-purpose dam will be sited in the northeast region rather than the upper east region where Pwalugu is located. This is raising questions about how the people of the upper east region will benefit directly from the dam. In addition, the flooding or inundation area of the dam will be situated at Pwalugu, and plans to compensate landowners with cash for the lands in the area have left some stakeholders worried about what that could mean for future generations of these communities. The stakeholders have been expressing their concerns at a forum on the Pwalugu multi-purpose dam held at Bolgatanga in the upper east region. Correspondent Abasari has more.
The construction of the Pwalugu multipurpose dam is yet to begin after President Nana Akufo-Addo, together with Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, cut sword for the construction of the project in November 2019. Joy News understands contractors and other stakeholders involved in the construction of the project are still doing broad consultations, especially with traditional authorities, to ensure that resettlement and compensation plans are well executed. It is unclear at the moment when exactly the actual construction of the dam will begin. The primary components of the Pwalugu multipurpose dam are a dam with an elevation of 165 meters with a maximum reservoir area of 350 kilometers square, 2 turbines with 60 megawatts of installed capacity and 16.5 megawatts of firm continuous capacity, and then an irrigation scheme consisting of a 12-meter high weir and a canal network of about 25,000 hectares of land. Although named after Pwalugu, a small town in the Talinsi district of the Upper East region, the dam will have most of its important components situated in communities of the neighboring Northeast region. This is according to Professor David Miller, a consultant who was recently engaged to facilitate workshops to discuss issues surrounding the dam. He spoke to journalists at a stakeholders forum on the Pwalugu multipurpose dam held at Bolgatanga.
The first fact was that the dam wall, what we call the dam proper, is not in Pwalugu. It's in Kudugu. And Kudugu is 50 kilometers from Pwalugu. And it's not in Upper East region. It's in Northeast region. Now the second revelation was that the dam has a weir, that is a smaller dam, that will now boost the water to be able to irrigate the land. Now that weir too is in Northwest, part of the same Northeast region.
With these somewhat controversial issues hanging around the construction of the dam, stakeholders are worried that there could be dire repercussions in the future if the issues are not properly resolved before the construction of the dam.
Now, the flooding is in Upper East. So the lands will be dislocated there, the farm, the natural vegetation and so on will be dislocated there. What happens to that land? The project document indicates that only one village will be resettled. The rest of the lost land and natural vegetation will be compensated for in cash. Then the problem arises. Who do you pay that to? It becomes the head of family, who is the man. So he picks the money, the woman doesn't get it, and the youth in particular lose the land as a property.
Dr. Charles Aburi is the acting chairman of Foundation, the organizers of the forum.
For equitable development purposes, the costing of the dam must include compensatory investments for the areas where there's flooding to enable the economic activity to be stimulated in those areas, just as economic activity will be stimulated in the Sesele-Kulpon areas.
Nonetheless, traditional authorities from both the Upper East and Northeast regions are committed to seeing the Pwalugu multipurpose dam project come to fruition.
So we are pleading that all stakeholders, whilst engaging on this particular issue, should talk also about how we can peacefully resolve this so that it will not look like us or the North. If you want to see them fighting, then send them something. We don't want it to happen.
I think that I can say confidently that Nigeria is ever committed and will continue to be committed until he sees the start of the construction of the project and how it will end.
The Stakeholders Forum on the Pwalugu Multipurpose Dam project was supported by Oxfam in Ghana. For Joy News, Albert Sori, reporting from Bolgatanga.
Now, the Ghana Health Service has confirmed that the country has now entered the fourth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the last few days have seen a record number of infections, with majority of cases in the capital, Accra. Head of our health desk, Fred Smith, joins me in studio with the latest. Now, Fred, please tell us the current situation right now.
Well, this morning there's been an update for the 24th of December, and here's what we have. 1,264 new cases, Maps, and that brings our active cases to 8,554, another record there. Confirmed cases since the outbreak in March last year, it's 140, 221. And as we speak, 1,283 people have died. And this is 3 deaths from the 23rd of December.
All right, so now let's talk about let's take it region by region. We know that the spread. We know that Accra is has the most cases.
Indeed.
So tell me more about that.
All right, so we have a map which will be projected by the technical team as you see on your screen. At the bottom, you see red. That's the Greater Accra region.
Okay.
That's where we have majority of our cases. In fact, in the latest update released by the Ghana Health Service, that's where about more than 90% of the cases are. It's followed closely by, well, not closely, it's followed by the Ashanti region, where you can see the map a bit faded.
Yeah.
That's Ashanti region. And then the greener it is, the less cases you have there.
Okay.
As we speak, we have only one region without a case. All the 15 regions have got cases except the Northeast region.
Okay.
In fact, since the outbreak, Northeast has been the region with the least number of cases, less than 300 cases since March 2020. And as we speak, they have no active case.
And do we have a reason behind this? Do we know why they're doing so well?
Well, we don't know, so we need to find out why the Northeast region appears to be such a special place. No one knows. It could be that the people practice the protocols to the best of their abilities, maybe some other reasons. We don't know.
All right. Well, it is the 28th of December, and as we know, the Ghana Health Service did declare December as a vaccination month. So make sure that you do get your vaccination and also observe all the safety protocols. Thank you very much, Fred Smith. That's our head of the health desk here at Joy News. Now, to other stories, against earlier indications that the unit price of sachet water will be increased by 100% Monday, checks by Joy News indicates that is yet to happen. Last week, the Association of Water Producers hinted at the plans to increase the price of sachet from 20 pesos to 40 pesos, owing to an increase in the cost of production. Now, some of the hawkers tell Joy News they're selling sachet water at the same price because the cost of the bag of packaged water has not been increased.
Like any day, I dad a good fridge ma ye. It if you're china corn, or no, only way in a beba. Until ye nim say, a bit me at one, I say intimate.
Oh, the past 3 days, 4 days, no can say, Nanado announced say on being Christian. But to me, baby, I mean, so I want to my intimate fire pair, and to buy be my chance here at Tony Saba. I'm out for a complaint, baby. If you say 40 pesos, if you say 30, baby, more complaining. Say, quiet 30 cry and care no more about 40 in the adults would mean 2 more. I want to mind they are fine, but I want to mind the intimate fire paint too. And I like when you'll be an ajatum, saying I ajatum, they are fine, and they bet me at Tony Saba.
I mean, starting. So, I'm combating, and then the end, you might.
Ochumitua 1 cedi 20 pesos, obi su tua 1 cedi. No obi su mo kasa o se onye sika no ntua ne saa. Nti saa no ye no. On the time na nsin. Di 20. But 1 cedi 20 pesos. So obi o man sika no nsin 1 cedi na mama no.
However, you're likely to be buying a bottle of water at 1 Ghana cedi 20 pesos, which is 20 pesos more.
No Ukrainian bottle water need your oma to tune. Pure water need stand still. Send a ton 20 na sane a ton. But bottle water no muton 1 cedi na ye ni munisesiano. 1 cedi 20 pesos. Met me actually baby sesi a okwa obenya no 1 cedi 20 pe Achimota Forest. Kopim hacho. 1 cedi 20 pesos. Station has say ebi muton 1 cedi 20 pesos, ebi muton 1 cedi. So I know they're hard. Me frank and me na more than Ukrainian. They be am the suborbo government and so on. Why? Because at the end of the day, say omu ready budgeta, omu my control prices. Inti amagana obi a ton na there. Senior ope bia.
Me ban e na me toy. Bottle water na me toy. Eno ko omu de call 15, ban e 1 cedi. As embre bia yesa. Asase na edin. Ba ekwa wiye no because edin ya obi abeton ni sa nti yenso ye beton sa nti sa na de na ko e price na say me maintain na pure ko 40 almost 40 pesos and about water almost ko 1 cedi 50 pesos nti wo hwe ye ukoka we nya asem nti yetim ne be ko bia yetim ye hwe om no mpe bia om va yenko ye na yesi ye pe na yenya nti yetim sa
Joining me via phone is Magnus Nunu, who's the National President of the National Association of Sachet and Packaged Water Producers. Mr. Good morning, Mr. Nunu, good morning. From our checks, the price of
good morning, and good morning to your listeners too.
Now, from our checks, the price of some bottled water products have increased, but not that of sachet water. Have you changed your mind?
No, we haven't changed our minds. And as I speak to you right now, I'm in Kumasi, and it's going well. I mean, people are buying it at the new price. I mean, we have done this for 3 decades, and it's always like that. Mind you, sachet water, when we started, it was about 5 pesos or thereabout, or 2.5 pesos, 10 to 5, 10 to 10. And then moving from 10 to 20 was a headache like this one. But we still through. 10 was selling side by side, 20. Eventually, the 10 fizzled out. And we moved to 30. Not that I say point of correction, it's not 100% change. We are the national, and then we come up with recommended prices. Our recommended price before this time on the table, if you check from your news item, is 30 pesos. And then so we're asking that we go from 30 to 40 pesos. So it's not 100% change. So it's a normal phenomenon. I mean, price changes are not normally that receptive because of the hardship it brings immediately, but eventually everything will be fine. Yeah.
All right. Now, Mr. Nunu,
hello?
Yeah, are all your members on board for this plan?
Yeah, when we start, usually, I mean, like, why are we here in the first place? Our members or people who produce bottled water, whether they belong to that position or not, are complaining about increasing costs, especially cost of packaging material gone up significantly. Other costs like fuel, we all know, have also gone up, and they have been calls for us to go up. And remember, the last time we went up about 3, 4, 5 years ago. And so we know, judging by inflation figures, everything has gone up, and we have gone up marginally. No matter how you look at it, it's still marginal. Now, let me say, with this water, right? And the average person will take about 5 sachets per day, and so that comes out 40 cedis per day. Excuse me. So let me get the math again. You buy another 40 pesos per sachet. Granted that you drink 5 sachets per day.
Yeah.
That means you'll be spending 2 cedis on water per day. Not just tap water, but drinking water.
Yeah.
Purified. Approved by FDA. Just like bottled water. Except that one is in flexible and one is in rigid. For 2 cedis. Then you buy a clean tea, you eat tea 3 times, it is 6 cedis. This water, people buy credit, 20 or 5 cedis a day on call credit. This is water, which is life. How much will you pay for your life? I know when we mentioned 4, we always give the indicative price, that is ceiling. But few people come below it, and let's say around 30 pesos or thereabout. But I'm asking consumers to please are with us on this particular issue, because I've been in this industry longest, and if you don't do correct pricing, people do stuff, and before you realize, it comes with all sorts of sicknesses. So please, you're not asking for too much. If you spend 2 cedis on water per day, you're spending 6 cedis on kinky per day, I think it's not bad. I'm not saying we also consume it, and we empathize with all of them, but bear with that. This input we use, the packaging material that you see, if you hold the sachet, be it sachet or whatever, everything there is imported. Half imported. Everything is imported. So please bear with us. That's what we're asking. Now, when it comes to the bottled water is where it is currently, because I think that we have quite enormous taxes there. I mean, if they can be looked at, I believe that if water can be treated as essential as it is, and the government will say, okay, now this is water, it's for everybody to drink, so I'm going to drop the tax on it. I believe that we could come down and we could buy it 30% cheaper than we have announced. As I speak to you now, indirect fixed, levy on water alone is about 23.5 5% minimum. That is before VAT. So if you do the math and add the VAT, by the time you are done, the actual tax on bottled water that you are buying today is about minimum 40%. What does it mean? It means that by the time I'm done selling 1 million Ghana cedis worth of water, I would have paid indirect taxes of 400,000 Ghana cedis to the government.
All right, thank you very much. That is Magnus, who's the national president of the National Association of Sachet and Packaged Water Producers. Thank you for your time once again. To other stories. This is News Desk with me, Mapisa CBD. Stay tuned. I will tell you about this picture shortly. You're welcome back. Now, Christmas celebrations in the Western region are always special. These celebrations are always filled with beach parties, musical concerts, and of course, fancy carnivals and masquerades. Ankos, as people from the West call them, these fancy clubs are a big deal. The carnival culture has been woven into the various fabric of the society thanks to popular clubs like Ankos, Holy Cities, Valencia, Supreme, and Spain. This year, not even the COVID-19 pandemic could stop the over 40 clubs and rivers from taking over the city. Correspondent Inethala Kwansa joined them, has more in this report.
Normalmente, 28 in the new year, what I did, I bet 28 in the new year, the one day, I hired this in the way. Baby, it will be a December, the
This is just one of the many beautiful sounds synonymous with Christmas and New Year's celebration in Sekondi, Takoradi. It is felt in every nooks and cranny in Takoradi especially.
That time, my little brother wanted to join an uncle's group. So he searched all over Google for he couldn't find some. So only Supreme Masqueraders responded to him. And later for years, he became the CEOs.
But how does it feel to be part of them?
Fun, entertaining.
Masquerade is a beautiful thing. It makes, that is what Takoradi is known for when it comes to Christmas. So I think I joined because it's beautiful and it represents us.
People dance, move in a particular special rhythm in conformity with the sound.
It's natural, I was born with it. I'm naturally a dancer, so I was born with it. I just mix it. Okay. Steps like calculation. Entire wrong calculation. Able name. Beige new calculation.
The competition is getting keen. You see, the competition is getting keen. Now we see people in Tema also coming out with masquerade, central regional.
Everywhere, yeah. I've seen people from South Point.
Yeah. How will the Western region maintain their bragging rights?
You know, we started it. So at the end of the day, we hold all the rights. It's like having a business and other people buying the franchise. At the end of the day, who is the real businessman? It's the person that initiated the business. It's actually with and then didn't well, actually, I don't look at that for them.
What should we expect from you this year?
Today. Right there. Shampoo. Yes. Actually, I have a son of Bokodo. Nike. Okay then. You can do it.
They are usually dressed in a particular sewn uniforms and faces covered, hands covered with white gloves with very flat white canvas and white socks to match with a bodia. You can call them masquerades, but we prefer fancy dress, and for those enlightened, anchors for the street ladders. For decades, they have lit the Yuletide in Takoradi with their tunes, dance moves, attire, groups, marks, and the intriguing A1.
Oh, I'm not scared because I've learned it and I know it. So whenever I'm doing it, whether in the gravels or maybe on the roadside, anyway, can do it and do it better.
But some people do it and then they injure. Is there a case?
Oh, that thing, it's experience. If you want to do any style, then if the style, maybe the style that you want to do, if you can't do it and do it well, you have to stop and start it again. It's like you are writing, then what you are writing, like it seems you are wrong. So you have to clean it or change it again and start it.
The famous masquerading Sekendi Takrady fever, which ends and begins every year, has been in existence for over 50 years. It has its roots from the popular Efutu Winneba fancy dress.
Masquerade originated in Winneba, but I'm telling you, Western region is doing it better. Sekendi Takrady is doing it better. And nobody should dispute the fact that we are going to do it better and we will do it, and we are not losing anything to anyone.
But there's no way we are losing it to any other system.
And on that note, that's how we end Joy News Desk. For more news, you can go to myjoyonline.com. My name is Mapisa CBD. Stay tuned for more of our programming.